you guys have been so incredibly patient and disciplined on when to look to kind of monetize and commercialize your brand assets. Like, where's that come from? Because so many other creators or founders would be so quick to kind of like, yeah, I'm building this, bang, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's so tempting. You know what I mean? Like, how have you guys been able to manage that? I'm just really curious.
I'll let Lauryn take this first, but I will say one thing first. It hasn't always been that way, right? And I think it's important to point that out. And I feel like, unfortunately, patience is a lesson best learned by being impatient, which I was definitely guilty of early in my career. And so many people learn this the hard way because, again, you go make mistakes because you're being impatient. So for me, I'll just caveat that I've been able to be patient here because I was not patient in previous businesses. I'll elaborate more, but Lauryn could maybe jump in and talk about how she's been patient.
I have been patient, I think, because when I launched this brand in college, I knew I wanted to build a brand, and I knew that didn't happen overnight. And I think if you know you want to build a brand, you really have to be a visionary and look down the line. So like, I see the Skinny Confidential going on for, who knows, 30 years, whatever it is. And that is not going to happen with the snap of my fingers. I try to really, really see the long-term situation. And I feel like I have so much more to do and I haven't even nicked my potential. And that keeps me going, and it keeps me patient, because the potential that I want to hit is going to take a long time.
My personal theory here on patience, and just to say this, I'm a huge believer and really hard on people about getting out there and executing. People come to me and say, oh, I want to start a business. What do I do? I've been thinking about this. I'm like, go, launch fast and adjust. I've said that 80,000 times on the show. Lauryn and I are extreme executors, micro speed execution, but also macro patience. So I could say, hey, we want to build the premier, female marketplace in audio, and I want it to be the largest in the space over 10 years. But then I can also say, I want to move really fast on signing premium talent in the next 3 months to my team. So I don't want to get it confused by people thinking like patience means you have all the time in the world. You still have to execute rapidly and quickly and move with the market. But the way you have staying power and the way you don't get off course is by having long-term vision and knowing that something that's going to be great isn't going to happen overnight, right? It could take 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years. If you look at anything that's been great, it's mostly taken that time. So it's a view on being patient in the long run and impatient in the short run, if that makes sense.
Reading autobiographies and biographies really helps too of incredibly successful people, because you can see in all their autobiographies how long it takes to build something that is great, like Michael said.
Well, and if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I have a lifetime to build a phenomenal business and brand, that takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders because you're measuring it on your lifetime. If you tell yourself, I have 6 months or 2 years to build a $100 million business, well, guess what? When you don't do that in 6 months or 2 years, you're going to be highly discouraged and you're probably going to quit. So I think it's also being realistic and balancing some of that macro patience with micro speed.
Hey Founder Fam, we hope that you loved that clip. If you did, you can click through right here to watch the full interview. You don't want to miss this one. See you there.